Alright people, it's time for you to wake up and smell the motivation. My name is Mr. X, and this is Heim Time, where it's all motivation all the time. Now, today what we're going to be doing something called Use It or Lose It. Now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to log on a few different social media accounts, as well as an app called the Fortune Cookie app, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate these advices that I get from those apps. Either use it or lose it, as in, are they worth using, or should you just toss them out and look for better ones? Before I dive into the segment, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so that way you guys get notified every time I post some content. Also, if you have ever came across any bad advice, or maybe some even really good advice that you think would be great to have on this channel, at me on either Instagram or Twitter, hashtag use it or lose it Heim Time, alright? And then I'll give it a review and hopefully you'll get a notification that I used doing my video. Also, down in the comments, hashtag notification squad if you guys want to get a shout out in my next set of videos. Right. So why don't we go ahead and dive in. I have my handy dandy cell phone here, hashtag iPhone, right? Comment down below if you guys are team iPhone or Android, right? iPhone's definitely better in my opinion, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Don't be selfish, refusing advice or help to people. Now, that's definitely use it, guys. Listen, you guys, or humanity was built on, in my opinion, it was built on the idea that we aren't meant to strive and be in pain alone, that we are supposed to be together as a unit, helping each other become stronger. So, when the opportunity comes, if somebody comes to you asking for advice, or if somebody comes to you and is asking for help, and you have the ability, right? If you have the skill, if you have the knowledge, if you have the time, give them that advice. Help them out, because what's going to happen is it's not only helping that person out, but it also is going to start affecting everyone else that person has ever come in contact with. So this is definitely another use it one. Change the reality or your attitude, right? What happens is that sometimes life is just gonna give you a bad, is gonna deal you a bad hand, right? Sometimes the reality of it stinks, but other times life is going great and you're actually the one with your bad attitude that is actually looking at life in a negative way. See, we're all opinionated human beings. Sometimes a good day to one person is a bad day to another. So maybe you're just having an off day and you just need to start thinking about, okay, let me change my mindset, let me try to fix something, let me see the positive of what's going on today or the situation that is occurring in that moment. This third one is definitely use it as well. Trust your intuition, universe will guide you, okay? Sometimes, listen, as much as people want to give you advice, as much as people want to make you do this their way, sometimes you just have to trust your own instincts and take the risk. I'm actually shooting a video that's coming up very soon. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell notification. That is going to be talking about a few tips when it comes to aiming for success, and taking risk and trusting your own gut is definitely in that video. Alright, so definitely that is a use it when it comes to advice from social media. So that's it from the Fortune Cookie app. Let's jump into Twitter, shall we? So now, this one, it actually hits both use it and lose it. And the reason why is because what happens is that Steven says never listen to criticisms from those you would never seek advice from, as well as then in the photo, it says motivate yourself, don't listen to those who only see your mistakes. Now, it's definitely use it when it comes to, alright, you know, it definitely comes to lose it when they're talking about don't look for advice from somebody, you know, who, you know, don't take advice from somebody who you wouldn't even get advice from in the first place, as well as don't try to get advice from people who only see your mistakes. That's definitely a use it moment, but what it's also losing it for is because sometimes when you're shutting out those negative people right there in that moment, it leaves a bad impact on them, a bad imprint. And then what happens is that now they have a set idea of who they think you are. And because of that, it might come back to bite you in the butt later on. And you always have to be careful with what you say and what you do. Even if you don't care sometimes, you always have to be careful because you never know who it's going back to. So this advice, right? Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. Now, sometimes what happens is that people get really comfortable with the good things in life that they start to forget about or sort of lose sight on actually greater things that could be coming their way. So this quote is definitely use it, because what happens is that sometimes you're, like I just said, you're getting too comfortable. And when you get too comfortable, that's a big problem. You should always be taking risks. As I just said, I'm coming out with content talking about taking risks and why it is so important to take risks. Sometimes you have that significant other, right, who is, doing all right, but they're not really communicating with you or something like that. And that's affecting you when there's another great person out there who's just waiting to be by your side, right? Again, another thing within business, right? Your business may be going good or you might be working a good job, but there is such a greater opportunity out there if you just look for it and stop getting so accustomed to the norm and you actually branch out and take the risks that you have to do, right? It's time to put on your big boy and big girl pants and do the work now. So those are the 3 from Twitter. Let's finally dive into our last one, Instagram. So now I feel like this one isn't really more of advice, but it's just saying, how hard it is. But my advice, so I guess this really doesn't count. It's a no, but oh well, I'll still use it. The advice though to stay hydrated is definitely use it. But this one, right, it's talking about like a negative about how hard it is to express your feelings. And listen, I know it's gonna get hard. I know at first it's really hard to do, but sometimes what you have to do is you have to express yourself to those people that you love. The reason why is because the more that you hold it in, it's gonna be like a ticking time bomb, and it's gonna start building up and building up until finally there's nowhere else it can go but explode out. Right? So the best thing to do is get in contact with somebody that you are close to. And if you don't have somebody that you are close to, there's always a whole bunch of counseling online. I do a bit of counseling myself, right? So if you guys want to reach out to me, definitely reach out to me, guys, because what's going on is that everybody deserves to be happy. So if somebody's bringing you down, if you're having a problem right now, work to solve it. In my last video, I talk about how to break down your problems and being meticulous, right? It's all about how to solve that big problem, even if you have to start from the little things first. Now, this one, right, this one's like all about skincare and like which mask you should use. So that's definitely a use it. The reason why is because you guys should be taking care of your body, right? What you eat, what you wear, you guys should be taking care of your skin because it is the only skin that you have, right? Physical health is one of the most important things besides mental, emotional, and spiritual, right? So definitely use it. Check out her page. She has more content like that. Get yourselves cleaned up, looking nice, and feeling healthy. So that last quote, right, even though it's a quote, it's still a use it. The reason why is because the advice behind it is amazing. You should always find somebody that you can talk to, right? That you can have, right? It doesn't just have to be your significant other, your husband or your wife or, etc. But it can also be a loving brother, sister, sibling, friend. It can even be your pet dog or goldfish or cat. Whatever it may be, you should always find somebody that you can feel comfortable to, and that way you can express your feelings. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the video, right? I hope you guys loved it. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you thought about the video. Alright, and that's all the time we have. So, Carpe Universum.